Morning, folks. Brian here. It's Sunday, May 25, 2025. I thought I'd show you what I used to do long ago. So many years ago, I used to be in construction, all different types of construction, mostly as a CSO, Construction Safety Officer, OFA, Occupational First Aid. Maintained my highest level of training. As you can see from the time stamp, this was 2003 on one of the tower jobs in Richmond. So for the key people like the crane operator, the riggers, CSOs, OFAs, our typical shift was 12 to 14 hours a day, 6 days a week. Then on my 7th day, on Sunday, when nobody was on the site, that's when I would go on and do my thorough site inspections. Anyway, this is me up the tower crane, climbing up. The higher I went, the more thrilled I was. I did everything from leaky condos on the west coast, British Columbia, from Tsawwassen all the way to West Van and everywhere in between. Commercial construction, tilt-up construction, high-rises, and so on. On this tower job, actually, we had one fatality. We had a forming contractor who had a massive cardiac arrest, so me and another OFA, we had to fly him off. Then we were on the 14th floor doing two-man CPR on him. Flying off is a term where the crane will hook up an evac box and hoist it up, pick up the down worker with the first aid attendants, and we worked on him. Had him back for about 30 seconds and then lost him permanently. So getting tired of working for the man making money off of me, I decided to go independent, and I started my own sole proprietor business. As Brian's Handyman Service, initially I started off in Maple Ridge, outskirts of Vancouver, British Columbia. Now, I had many expertise work that I used to do, including getting into tight spaces, including doing a lot of inside ceiling work and like installing bathroom fans and so forth. And I'm not kidding. When you get to the edge, you have 14-inch clearance. You can appreciate why I had so many nail holes in my head. Of course, drywalling, sanding, not my most favorite, but, you know, you have your bad days. Sweltering out in the sun, doesn't matter what. Actually, this is my old military pictures. 1979, I believe. Another specialty of mine was rot repair, having come from leaky condos. This is a chimney stack rise for a gas fireplace. This is all one man, just me. A lot of painting as well. The higher up, the better for me. Another specialty and favorite of mine was building decks. In fact, this is my own deck in Maple Ridge. Added on a sunroom, greenhouse. My pictures are out of order. This is somebody else's deck I made. So this is mine. Sunroom. Somebody else's deck. All cedar deck, stained. Okay, I'm going to jump around here. My pictures are not in order. I had a main client in Maple Ridge. I did all of his builds. He wanted the largest deck possible, so I built this for him. Again, this is all by myself. I'm just going to this one here. I tend to over-engineer things. So my beam support are here, everything by code. If you wanted a roof, my post supports down here. And he also wanted a nice soffit finished. I did that for him. Oh dear. Some more rot repair. This was a carport. Some pretty bad rot. So I actually had to jack up and support the roof while I removed this beam and put in a new one. One day again in Maple Ridge, a lady called me to her house. This is the foundation wall. It's about a 5-foot foundation wall. Water spewing out of this 3-inch wide crack under high pressure. Knowing the nature of the foreign workers in my area, I had an idea what was going on. Went outside. I dug down 6 feet to the foundation of her house because I knew I was not going to find drain tile, which is the perimeter drain pipe. Here's the footing. So normally you put a bed of gravel down, then your white pipe with all the holes in it, so all your rainwater saturation coming down will drain away from the house, relieving the pressure. So this doesn't happen. As it turns out, the entire neighborhood in Maple Ridge did not put down the perimeter drain tile. This is a requirement and also requires a building inspection from the plumbing department. There's nine separate inspections to building a house. They obviously turned a blind eye while the foreign workers slipped him some cash and said, carry on. In the same house, and then she said, can you come upstairs? Can you tell me why my, this is a window seat. This is approximately 20 inches deep. She said, why is the wood sagging down? Again, knowing which type of foreign worker does this substandard work, I took out my hammer, smashed her to show her that there's no framework supporting only the piece of drywall in her kid's bedroom, and this is a second floor. We're going to stick with the foreign workers building your expensive new houses for a moment. This is a small fraction of what I found during my inspections. This is a brad nailer. This is a finishing gun. This is what you use for your interior finishes, all your fancy looking boards. They use these as a structural fastener for outside railings. Here's a good one. I like this one. Lots of this. So here's your sauna tube with no footing. Here's your post. This post is supporting a balcony, supporting a roof. You see how it's on the edge here? Very common. The city inspectors turned a blind eye on all of these. Let's continue. So they didn't set the saddle in the wet concrete. Instead, they drilled and they fractured the concrete. Your post is sitting off the edge. Of course, it's not centered. I know exactly what happens here. I got called to a homeowner's to do some rot repair on a deck. the previous whoever. So this is the rotted section up here. Someone used a dollar store L bracket with short screws to secure this 2x8, I think it was. No, really. Oh, I like this one. You made a mistake and you cut your 6x6 post too short. No problem, just put in 3 pieces of scrap wood you find lying around the ground. No, seriously, really. I like this one. Concrete tread steps. No proper backing for the stringers. You have maybe a 1/2 inch right here. Lovely, eh? Hang on. Big mini stringer here. You're bearing about a 1/2 inch, holding the weight of these 2.5 inch thick concrete treads. Beauty, eh? No middle stringers. There should be 2 for the weight of this concrete. I don't know why they used this glue or spray foam here. This is a different picture. There has to be an inspection before the house wrap. This is my house. So we have 2 2x6s supposed to be supporting the header for my garage door. The header is the horizontal piece that goes across. As you can see by my sticking my hand underneath, it's a floating, and they probably just nailed this one into, I guess it would be a king stud on this side. Was I annoyed? Here's another one. Passed by the city of Maple Ridge. I'm not going to edit all these out. And a lot of interior work. This was an entire house I was doing. This is an office, 4,000 square foot unit, half of a 4,000 square foot unit. So going back to my main client in Maple Ridge, I did all these 3 builds here. The large deck, 25 foot by 25 foot by 18 foot high detached carport, and kids playground. And that is a small fraction of the amount of work I used to do as Brian's handyman. You name it, I did it. And unfortunately in 2018, from years of climbing scaffolds on the leafy condos to doing 12 to 14 hour shifts 6 days a week, and then all my own work, severe arthritis throughout my body, degenerative disc disease of the spine, which when your nerve leaves your spinal column, gets pinched off. just thought I'd introduce you what I used to do. Now I'm going to try and do my video on building greenhouses.